Hello, and welcome to our live. We're going to wait for Sarah to hop on here with us so that Sarah can join in. I'm going to grab some headphones so we can do this together, and we will get started. All right, give me 1 second. Hear me better? Sarah Hayes. We are looking for Sarah. Thanks, guys, so much for hopping on. We are talking tonight about resolutions that aren't weight or diet focused. We're going to talk more about everything else going on. So, Jenna, thanks for tuning in. Sarah, thanks for here. Thanks for being here. Amy, Happy New Year to you, too. Thanks for hopping on tonight. We are getting started. Hey, Becky, thanks for joining us. Oh, no, Natalie, can you hear me now? Maybe I'll turn these off. Let me put these away. Can you hear me now? If you can hear me now, give me a thumbs up. Hey, Lisa, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Hope this all works out here. There is Sarah Hayes. Hi, Kai. All righty.
Hello.
Okay, cool. Amy says that we're here. We can hear now. Natalie said she couldn't hear us. Hey, Sarah.
Hello, Emily. I could hear you before too, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Natalie. I wonder, I had my AirPods in for a second, so I'm wondering if that's what it was. Hey,
Maybe.
Kim, thanks for tuning in too, Kim. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Awesome. Yeah, so we are excited. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Sarah.
Happy 2022. Yeah.
We're
I'm
so
feeling it'll be
excited.
a good year.
Absolutely.
Than
You know what? It can only go up. You know, it's the beginning of the year, and we have to take that attitude too. You know, no matter what happened last year, no matter what did or did not happen, like, it's a blank slate. It's a fresh start. And we have to remember too, as we get older, it seems like the years go by so much faster, which is outrageous. So it's like, why not make this year the best one yet? So I'm just happy that you guys are here. Hey, Steph, thanks for hopping on too. So we are talking tonight about resolutions that aren't weight focused. Now, most people, and Sarah, I'm sure that you can attest to this too, just from your experience as well, you'll see that most people did not even get started with their resolutions or their goals this past weekend. Especially with New Year's Day being on a Saturday, you had all weekend to kind of sit at home and relax and not do anything. And probably had a little bit harder of a motivation to get up yesterday and do it as well. Anything, Sarah?
Yeah, I know with New Year's being on a weekend, just the whole holiday season has been really weird with COVID spiking, and then with the holidays on the weekends. Now it's like hard to get started, and people, New Year's Day is Saturday, okay, stay home, relax. Then it's a Sunday, oh, I'm gonna enjoy my last day off of vacation before I have to go back to work on Monday.
Right.
Oh, I'm just too tired from work, and it's just a constant cycle of making up excuses about why you can't do it, keep pushing it off, and it's hard to make certain resolutions, like maybe like the weight one. People are like, I want to lose 5 pounds in like a year, but how are you gonna do that? How is that going to? That's very unrealistic. In the beginning, you need to have like other things to influence that.
Absolutely. And like, I just want to remind you guys too, that primarily of our clients, we do a lot of healthy like habits and everything and healthy nutrition. But a lot of our clients also have weight loss goals as well. But we try to focus on, or we want to focus on, the well-roundedness of somebody's diet, the well-roundedness of what they're having and making sure that they're getting good nutrients in, and not taking that singular focus on, I need to lose this 10, 15, 20 pounds this year. We want to help you get there, pave the way to get there, and be ready to go.
Yeah, it's not going to be, in order to lose the weight, you have to do other things first. So you have to make healthy habits. So like you said, you have to do the other things first, whether it's, well, we'll get to that, but you have to do other things before you can get to the weight loss.
Absolutely. And it's usually, that's just a byproduct of it. But I want to thank you all for hopping on here with us tonight. If you're watching this live, keep comment team live down in the comments below. If you're watching this replay, please comment team replay. We like to know, what times work best for you guys. We can be a little bit flexible. And we will make sure that we can hit everybody as possible. So if you're watching this live, let us know down in the comments below, or replay. All right. So really, we just want to say that our clients don't have resolutions. This is the big thing, is our clients, we have goals and intentions that we're setting for the year. We have clients that say, okay, we're working together for the next 6 months. What is our intention? What is our focus? Where do we want to go with it? And steering the path down that way. Now, most of the times you might hear from somebody, you may say to somebody like, okay, like I want to lose weight. Okay, but we have to make sure that there's other things that fall in line to be able to get there. You know, it's not going to be getting up in the morning. You didn't get up yesterday morning and say, all right, I need to lose 50 pounds and we're going to start right now. It's like, we gotta get some momentum going in the right direction. So when we think about our resolutions and not putting a number on it or not putting a weight focus on it, looking at more so the overall health, well-being, and behavior changes, that's really when that stuff can start to happen without you even realizing it, without having to put some thought or some effort into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I totally agree with you when you said that, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds. And you have to do a lot of things in order to get to that 50 pounds. But when you try to do too much at one time, that's when you're usually fail with your resolution. While setting up goals, you're setting up small wins for yourself that are not only going to help you get to that goal of maybe losing the weight, but also just set you up for a healthier future in general. So you have to start with these small things, because the resolutions, they make you want to go big or go home. But you need to start small and then work your way out. And that's how you will get there to that resolution, maybe. But we need to start with the goals first, because like we said, we're a goal-focused program. We're goal-focused individuals. We have to start with small goals, and that's how we'll get those big wins in the long run.
Absolutely. My mentor said it to me, and I know that Sarah did Sarah did the training that I went through as well with my mentor. You know, we want to go after those lowest hanging fruits. So we want to say, what's the easiest thing? What's the smallest thing that we can change that's going to yield the biggest result? You know, we don't want to come in here and say, okay, you're going to get rid of everything. All of a sudden, we're going to chug all of our water and we're going to sleep all the hours and we're going to exercise for an hour every single day. It's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. So we have to say, what's the smallest thing that we can start with? How can I get that momentum? Because most people by the 14th or the 18th is within that week period. That's when they give up on the resolutions. That's when they stop, they throw in the towel and they say, I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah, you just like lose the confidence to use the build up, because you think one fail, like, oh shoot, I ordered takeout this one time, I'm done. It's not happening. You have to learn how to overcome those obstacles, because it's just a road with this snowstorm that's happened by me where people get blocked off. You just have to learn how to overcome it. It's not the end all. So, oh, dang it, I ordered takeout, I'm done. I'm never going to lose the weight. You just have to learn how to manage it, how to make a healthy lifestyle while also doing these things. So like we said, it's never going to be cutting. We're not those type of people that are going to say, okay, you have to cut all junk food out, only eat fruits, only eat vegetables. That's so unrealistic. We don't even do that ourselves. Why would we do that ourselves? So we have to start small. You have to learn about these healthy habits. And like we said, the change will grow. The change will come in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. And we put together a couple different points we want to go over too, but I want to ask everyone that's watching, did you set goals for yourself for the year, or did you set resolutions or intentions? Let us know down in the comments below. What did you choose and why did you choose that? I've also heard more and more, and I've decided to do this for myself as well, setting a word for the year and letting that be kind of like your guide is what you want to focus on, and kind of letting it go from there. So let us know what you're kind of focusing on. Is it a goal? Is it a resolution? Is it an intention? Is it something that you want to work towards rather than a resolution is saying, starting today, we're cold turkey, this is going to be it?
I actually set some goals for myself too, and my big goal for this year is I realized as I moved and I've looked at my Apple Watch more, and I realized I'm not hitting 10,000 steps, which I used to always do. So that's my goal, is to hit 10,000 steps. I feel like that's an attainable goal. I've used to be able to hit that. So that's my main goal. Then my other kind of goal, it's just to spend to waste less groceries that I do. So I want to prep more, because sometimes that waste just comes because I order food out myself or I do something more. I want to use more of what I have so that saves me money in the long run, but also I don't waste food. So those are my two goals. And I feel like they're goals that could help me in the long run too with my health and wellness, because eating more of my own food compared to eating out, I feel like that's great. And then getting my activity in as well. It's not a weight loss goal, but it's a health goal for myself.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Megan says that she sets goals, small goals at a time. Amy says working on goals and being intentional. My word for 2022, I do not make resolutions. Absolutely. You know, a goal, we just have to have a plan with it as well in order to get that. And that's something that Amy is one of our one-on-one clients that we're working very closely to navigate that path to making sure that she's reaching those goals and hitting them consistently. And for myself, you know, my goal for this year is I want to start getting back into the gym regularly. So my basic goal starting with is going to be 2 times a week. I do a lot of Pilates at home. I do a lot of videos at home, but I know that I want to work on my strength training overall so that I can feel better, move better overall, have more control and balance, which is very important as we get older. I know, you know, Sarah and I are on the younger side. I get it. But it's never too early to start thinking about this stuff. It's never too early to start taking care of yourself.
Yeah, especially someone who works right in a nursing home. All these people tell me, oh, I wish I could do my health and fitness earlier. I wish I did this earlier. And a lot of my patients are also rehab patients that have to have a surgery because they didn't take care of themselves beforehand. And then all the older people, they're saying, oh, I wish I was still eating these foods and doing this. And I wish I took better care of myself so they didn't have these conditions. So it's just better to think about it now, better to think about it earlier, because your future self will thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Amy. We appreciate that. We love working with you. Sarah says, you know, that she set 22 goals for this year, and she did send me over the list, and it's exhaustive as far as between health, but also personal and family too. You know, your goals don't have to be just related to health or nutrition. You know, they can be, my mentor actually breaks it down as, what is your faith, family, fitness, and finances goals? You know, where do you want to focus on? What is lacking? What's that balance? So it's always a good kind of, you know, looking at it. Amy, never too late either, coming from the 50-ish crowd. Absolutely. There's never a bad time. You know, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is now. So just taking care of you. Sarah, what do you say that we hop into these couple different recommendations?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
So I know Emily and I gave some ourselves. So Emily's looking to go to the gym twice a week at this point, trying to hit the gym more. Me, I'm trying to hit 10,000 steps a day. I think those are great goals personally, because they're goals that can be achieved. They're not too far out of our reach. They're something that are easily managed. We do have to push ourselves a little bit, but it's nothing that's too far off where we're struggling that we think we can fail really easily.
Yeah. Absolutely. And there was a video posted, I believe I posted it in this group last week. I know I posted on other forms of social media as well, that gave you kind of ideas of where to get started, rather than saying, this is my weight goal or whatever, what to kind of go with. And Steph says here too, my main goal is to get back on track. I was on immediately post-op. Regular exercise and eating right. Awesome. Yeah. And those are good basic things just to get started with. So one of the things too, for one of our examples is something that you could say, okay, I want to start drinking half of my weight in ounces, you know, starting with hydration, because we know that that is so important for our energy levels. All of the functions within our body need water. We have to make sure that there's water in our bodies, and we're make sure that we're drinking enough. You know, 60 to 70% of us is water.
Yeah, so much of our body is water. Most people don't realize it. I know myself sometimes too. I go the whole day without drinking water. I'm like, why did I do that? Because then I end up feeling down in the dumps, and I just know I need to drink more water. Just having it out, bringing a water bottle with you to work, and you just leave it right in front of your desk or wherever you are, reminds you to drink it. And if you bring a bigger one, then you're more likely to drink more of it, because once you finish it, you don't want to refill it. So just bring a big water bottle with you, and I'm half of your body weight in ounces. Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I know today, like, I was dry. I think I only got 2 of my 30-ounce bottles in. So that's something I'm working on tonight, catching up. Amy asks, what are the 4 goal categories you just mentioned? I like that. So it's faith, family, fitness, and finances. So he says, you know, faith, it doesn't have to be as far as like religious wise or anything like that. It could be, you know, self-development, you know, personal growth and things like that. Family, you know, if it's spending more time with your family, one thing that I've done is trying to be more intentional and putting my phone away to spend more time with Joe and my parents, and my brother and my friends, and trying to be off my phone. Fitness as far as like exercise wise, and like finances, saving money and just being smart about what you're doing and buying. So those are all like easy ways to get started too. Sarah says, I just started using my 30-ounce Yeti cup. Yes, it's a great way to get it in.
Yes, good job.
So another one of the examples of something that you might want to focus on is getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. If this is a difficult one for you, I get it, you know, because especially if you come home from work and then you got work to do while you're at home, it's hard. It really is hard.
Yeah, it's really hard coming from myself too. I totally get that. Once you come home, and I personally don't have a family, but if you had a family, you have to feed the kids, you have to help the kids, you want to get exercise in there. It's hard to get all that when you work a full-time job, or you work a job, or maybe parenting is your #1 job. It's hard to fit yourself in there, but you you deserve your rest. You deserve your sleep. You got to get it in if you can, and maybe start a little bit of a time. Okay, maybe I'll go to bed 15 minutes earlier than I did instead of shooting for the 2 hours that to get that 7 hours. Just work small so that you can eventually get there.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, giving yourself a little bit of grace too, knowing that you're not going to be perfect. If you're especially somebody who gets into bed by 12:30, 1 o'clock, it's going to be weird for you to say, like, I'm getting in bed by 10 tonight. But, just start taking baby steps, start going small. You can do it. You just have to factor that into your routine and everything too.
Yeah, 100%. So it's hard. I know as someone myself, I used to be someone who used to stay up really late, and then I had to transition into waking up really early. So it's definitely hard, and I totally get the pain, but making that small steps will just make it easier to making yourself get more sleep. And there's another thing on the list I know too. So another resolution you can make for yourself is eat 2 to 3 vegetables or fruits a day. And so just spacing them out throughout the day. You could have them as a snack, you could have them at breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but making sure that you get those servings in is really essential just because of the macronutrients they have, the special micronutrients that other foods don't have. So just doing something small, like getting that only 2 to 3 servings in a day, could be a really big change for you in the long run.
Absolutely. I was just talking to a client the other day where her big scary goal, not a big scary goal, but one of her big goals for that 2-week period in between the times that we talked was she wants to eat vegetables just 3 times. And she came back and saying, I did it every single day. And I was like, girl, give yourself a pat on the back. Like, it's something to be so proud of. But it can seem daunting, but it gets to be very easy. And when you're up to date on those fruits and vegetables, you're getting so many other nutrients out of it, which is going to make sure that you're healthier, that you're feeling better, you're functioning better, all of that stuff that really, really matters.
It's really important that I know not everyone is a fan of fruits and not everyone's a fan of vegetables. But going online, either on Pinterest, there's this food app called Yumly I use that is like Pinterest, but it's just recipes. Love that app. You can go on and just find recipes so that you can maybe find a different way to make like vegetables or fruits. I know most people, they might say, oh, I don't like broccoli or Brussels sprouts. Well, maybe it's because you always boil them. What if you tried roasting them with some seasonings, or finding a different way to incorporate them, maybe putting them in a food like in a casserole, then they're kind of hidden a little more. Just finding a way to get the fruits and vegetables, because I know they may not please your taste buds. You may not be used to them, but it's always good to try maybe reworking a recipe so that you will find a way to enjoy them.
Yeah, and actually we just had, right before we hopped on, Joe made linguine with what was it, like zucchini. So it was like 2 full zucchinis, like cut up and everything. Steph is asking, what was the food app, Sarah?
It's called Yumly. So Yummly. I love that app. I love that app. My friend introduced it to me when I was in college, and it's literally Pinterest, but just food recipes. It's so helpful. It helps me plan out my meals every single week, every single day, and they have everything, just side dishes, main entree. So I recommend that app personally.
Yeah, well, definitely. And Amy, I can send you that recipe too. It was very easy, and it tasted like pesto, actually, which I was surprised. It actually tasted really good. All right, so another one of the resolutions on our list is getting 150 minutes of activity in. Now, this may look like organized activity to you. This may look like unorganized or non-exercise activity, thermogenesis, which is called NEAT, or accidental exercise. That's another good way to kind of get your activity up. So rather than saying, I'm going to go to, X, Y, and Z, I'm going to go to the gym every day for 30 minutes. I'm just going to try to move, whether I'm using my Apple Watch for the movement time or whatever it is, using that as kind of like your benchmark and getting it in any way that you can.
Yeah, I totally recommend having an Apple Watch on you, especially because it gives you that 30-minute exercise ring. So it's so helpful for me because I may not be doing 30 minutes of exercise in a row, but I could just be moving throughout the day. And it closes my ring. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize I was exercising. So it's very helpful to have that, because maybe you're hitting that 150 goal without realizing it. Or it's also motivation. Okay, I need to get 10 more minutes of exercise in. I'll go on a long walk now, or something like that. So getting that exercise in, and it doesn't have to be rigorous. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I have to run on the treadmill. It can just be a long walk in the park, or it can be maybe cleaning up the house and doing chores that require a lot of movement. There's so many different ways to get that 150 minutes of exercise in.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kim asked you, do you eat regular pasta or you try to eat that protein pasta? So tonight's dinner was regular pasta. I also have the protein pasta too. My lunch today, or my late afternoon snack, because I worked late, was the protein pasta. I go back and forth. It doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't really matter. If I know that I don't have enough protein with other options with what I'm having, I'll do the protein pasta. Walk at home, yes, I just sent that to another client today too. That's another really good option on YouTube where they have 15, 20, 25 minute, 30-minute workouts where you end up like walking a mile or two in that time just at home. It's not outside or anything like that too. So that's another good resource. Any of the YouTube videos are great resources.
Wow, that's great. I never even heard of that, so that's awesome. Learning something new every day.
Right, exactly. All right, Sarah, what's another one?
Oh, another one. I'm blanking right now. Do you have another one?
That's okay. Yes. Be kinder to yourself. We have to be kinder to ourselves. This one is actually one that our assistant Erica came up with. Now we have to remember that we are the person that we talk to most our entire lives. It's not our significant other. It's not our parents. It's not our sibling. It's not our friends. It's ourselves. We are constantly having a conversation with ourselves all the time. So we have to say, okay, I can't be mean to myself. Why am I standing in the mirror and berating how I'm looking or how I'm feeling or whatever it is? I wouldn't want to hang out with that person. I would probably tell that person, get the heck out of my life. So we have to remember to be kinder to ourselves overall. And this is something where it's harder to measure, but it's really something that we should all focus on too.
Yeah, being kind to yourself is very hard, especially with just how social media is nowadays, especially with the stress that's going on, like after the holidays. You can't beat yourself up. You have to be nice to yourself. You do so much for yourself. You just have to recognize it. It's really hard, but changing that mentality will change you both physically and mentally. So just be nice to yourself. It will go a long ways. Trust me, it does.
Absolutely. It really does. Yeah. Amy says, I like the motivation the watch gives. Absolutely. It reminds me that I have to stand up every hour, which is a good reminder to have when you're sitting down a lot.
Me too.
All right. Just a couple more things. So another one is acknowledge your achievements. Acknowledge how far that you have come along your path, because it's very easy to say, well, I'm not there yet. I didn't reach my goal. I'm not there yet. I didn't make it. We have to remember, okay, look how far that I've come. The only person that you can compare yourself to is yourself 6 months ago. As long as you're moving down the right path, as long as you're making progress and you're getting closer to where you want to be, that's an achievement in itself. We're all different people. We can't compare ourselves to others. We have to acknowledge our path is different from somebody else's and that we're moving the right direction along the way.
It's so easy to compare yourself to other people because you're like, oh, I wish I could meal prep like them. Oh, I wish I could do that. But like I said, social media plays a big, it's not always what it seems. So you have to put yourself first and look at where you started from, because you could be on the same weight loss journey as someone else, but everyone's body is different. You can't compare yourself to other people because everyone could be eating in the same exact way, working out the same exact way, and they'll still have different body types. So you just have to look at where you are from the past and compare yourself to where you were, like you said, 6 months ago. And you're like, wow, I made a huge change. I'm so proud of myself for that. And it makes you realize and appreciate what you have done and what work you've put in.
Absolutely. And Amy says too, studies do show that you can't come from a desperate place. It comes after self-love and acceptance. Amen to that. We need to see that every single place. It's so true. We have to be able to love ourselves and accept ourselves and say, you know what, this is a beautiful journey that I'm on, and I'm going to honor my body as I'm doing it, and I have to be proud of how far that I've come, although it's been rough, but look at all of the accomplishments that I have along the way.
It's so easy to look at your failures and think that you haven't done anything, but you have to turn that mentality around. Just look at all the positives you've done. It's so easy. It's honestly so easy because you remember the mistakes more than you remember the successes. So you just have to change your mindset. Okay, what have I done right? And then you'll realize you've done more right than you even remembered.
Absolutely. And you have to remember too that failure is feedback. That's another thing that my coach has said to me over and over and over again, where I'm like, Tony, this failed, or this didn't work out, or something happened, whatever it is. And he says, you know what? Failure is feedback. Failure is saying okay, something, whatever went wrong here, here's how we can fix it going forward. It's just giving you something to work off of and saying, you know what, maybe we need to change directions. I was having this exact conversation last night with a client where she's saying, okay, this isn't working. Let's figure something out. And I said to her back, you know what, this is just giving us feedback and saying, all right, this is what's happening. We're going to try this new route. Let's go down another path. Let's see what we can do next. And that's really something that we both do with our coaching clients is we want to learn about you because it's got to be specific to you. It's more specific on how you can do it rather than just a blanket recommendation for everybody.
Yeah, as dietitians, people will always think that we say, oh, eat your vegetables, eat your fruits. No, we have to customize it to each individual. I know when I'm in a nursing home, I can't customize like everyone's calories to the same person. I have to look at the person, look at how active they are, look at their body weight, and compare what their calorie needs may be. It's everyone's different. Everyone has different needs. Not everyone likes the same foods. Not everyone has the same activity level. So you have to personalize it. So you have to look at, you're different than someone else. You're not going to be maybe doing the same amount of exercising as they do, but maybe you can eat these foods instead, or you might have different sources of protein. So it's really hard to compare everyone. So you just have to think of yourself and think that your needs are customized. We're not just doing everyone the same thing. We're looking at you individually, and we're looking to help you individually and what might help you the best. So we're not looking to do a blanket, okay, you all have to eat this much. No, we're looking at you, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And that's why you'll be successful.
Absolutely. And then one last thing that you kind of have to ask yourself, and I actually got this from a training that I did last week, a paid training that I was part of. It is asking yourself, saying, okay, what do I need to be successful this year? Do I want to try to do it alone? Have I done it alone before and it failed? Okay, I'm going to use it as feedback. Do I need more support? Do I need a dietitian on my team? Do I need a personal trainer on my team to help me stay accountable with exercise? Do I want a team of other women who are in the same exact spot that I am to keep this focus as well? And asking yourself, what do I need? What are my next steps? How can I make this happen? Is that key to success. It's that key to knowing, okay, here's where I'm going, or here's where I am. This is my path and how I'm going to get there. And here's what I'm bringing along with me.
No, that's totally right. You have to look at what's going to work for you, like you said, and bringing those successes along with you and thinking about you were successful because you look at your clients and then you help them individually and then they have their wins. So just thinking about what's your keys to success, because everyone's are different.
Absolutely. So this year, let's focus on 1 to 2 things at a time. This was not an exhaustive list of things that you could be doing. This is just a couple ideas that we jotted down, the team and I jotted down to say, okay, what do we want to do? What is that going to look like? Here's a couple different options. So focus on 1 to 2 things at a time and set yourself up for success. Ask yourself, what do I need to get there? Who's going to be on my team? What am I going to do? Where's it going to come from? And how am I going to get there? But we have to be able to apply all of this. We have to be able to make these fit. Now, it's that we can't give tailored nutrition recommendations on this because there are 9 other women that are on this call right now where everybody is so different. So we have to remember too that there's going to be some tweakings and that you might need more assistance and accountability to make sure that you can get there. And that's something that we do with our one-on-one nutrition coaching clients. We want to give you all of the tools in our tool belt. We're giving you ideas, but now it's time to apply them. Now it's time to make them a part of your routine. And I want to make sure that you can make that part of your routine. So if you feel like you can make this part of your routine, give me let's say the hands up emoji down in the comments. I don't know, hands up, or just say me, give me a high five or something like that. Sarah and I would be like, yes.
Yeah, I'll high five for both of your hands right now.
But really just you being on here and saying, okay, that this is a fresh start. This is a new year for me. I'm going to get started. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to know who's on my team. This will be helpful. This will get me there. This is my next big step is I'm going to start small. I'm going to play consistent and not overextend myself.
No, you have to start small because like we said earlier, if you start too big, that's when you're most likely going to give up in that 2 weeks period. But starting small, just with a few goals in mind and having your team behind you to support you will just make you actually meet your New Year's resolution for once. By starting with these goals, starting small, and then working on maybe expand. Once you master those goals, get some new goals, and then get some new goals after that. It's a long road, but it's worth it in the long run.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just to let you guys know too, a reminder that right now in the Facebook group, we are doing that 12-day challenge. Now, remember, it is not a weight loss challenge. It is just trying to help you set some foundations for some health and nutrition goals. It is not an exhaustive challenge. Once again, it is something to kind of get you started and kind of get that momentum. I unfortunately did not get 8,000 steps today. I believe I'm at like 5,000. But that's okay. It was a later day than normal, which is perfectly fine. And another thing too, coming up on the 17th or the 19th, we're going to have a free Ignite training. It's Ignite Your Success for 2022, and we cannot wait to get started with that. So if you are interested in that, you can send me a PM or personal message, or you can comment down below that you just write the word Ignite, and I can send you the link to request to join the Facebook group. We won't open it up until a couple days before we start there, but that's going to be 3 days worth of training, practical application to help you get started as well. And then if you're looking for more tailored support and you want one-on-one nutrition coaching guidance from Sarah or myself, our lowest barrier to entry right now is you can do 3 months, and we'll give you half off of that 3rd month as well. So if you said, you know what, let's do this, I want to get started, just send us a message, or you can comment down below. I'll drop the link to it down in the comments to the application page too. But we're here to help you. We want you to be successful. We're ready to go. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. It looks like Amy and Steph and Sarah, you got, and Jenna, everyone is like, we're doing this, we're getting started. So I'm proud of you guys. Anything else, Sarah?
Nope. I just want to say too, I don't know if I hit my 8,000 steps because I wore my dead Apple Watch all day too. So I can't even say it myself as well, but I ran around the kitchen, so I'm sure I did. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this gave you maybe some ideas for some goals you can make for yourself for the New Year's, maybe with the fruits or the water or something, because it's always better to start small than those big resolutions.
Absolutely. And we'll be back next week too for another training with you. We haven't decided what the topic is going to be yet, but if you have any recommendations, let us know down in the comments below, and we will take any and all recommendations.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much for joining, guys.
See ya. Have a good night.